yes.
Yeah.
And when you just said an investment, one of the things that I said at our school, the school that I owned, is that education is an investment in your future.
Yes, it is.
And we did all of the components. We made sure that they knew how to read and comprehend. We made sure that they knew their math. And when I would go to different places to talk about the school, I would bring students with me. And so I'm saying all these things about them, right? I said, but wait a minute. You never saw these young people? Ask them any question you want to ask them. I don't care what it is. Ask them math, whatever it is. Because I'm saying how smart they are. I can say that. But now you can ask them.
Yeah.
And they did.
and even better.
And they answered the questions.
Yeah. And even better, like Amos Wilson said.
Oh, I love Amos.
You made them intelligent.
Yes.
The ability to solve problems means they're intelligent.
That's right.
And that ain't got anything to do with an alma mater.
That's right.
That's got everything with teaching a person how to think.
That's right, and that's what we did.
Yeah, you taught them how to think. It's when I was thinking about building Black Boys as you were speaking, one of the other things that came to me about the reason why the economics was so key in it is, first of all, in addition to the fact that every community you come in has an economic system when you come into it. But leaders, in order to gain control of their community, they have to have a plan for the people.
That's right.
And if you ain't got no plan for the people, you can have all the title you want.
Right. Thank you.
It's not going to matter.
Right.
It's not going to change the atmosphere, the interior of what's going on in the very spirit of the people.
Thank you.
You keep suppressing that.
Right.
And you know why they suppressing it? Because they have the mistaken idea of thinking that the person elected is supposed to know everything. You're not supposed to know everything. You're supposed to be smart enough to know that. Yeah, you're supposed to be smart enough to know that the people know.
Yes.
Somebody among us know the answers to these things.
Yes.
And you have to have forums where you're constantly listening to the people.
Yes.
Now, when you don't think like that, it's because the club you really belong to, secretly, is not about hearing us. It's not about hearing me and you.
Yes.
They already got an agenda.
Right, exactly. They already have an agenda.
We just need you to go along with it.
Right.
So the first thing they told my chairman back in the day when I left the city of Newark was, she said, I don't understand, why did Dennis leave? They said, Dennis won't play ball. I said, they had the nerve to tell you that? Oh, they didn't mean it like that. I said, they straight up told you what it is.
Exactly.
You don't play ball. And if you have a conscience, you're dangerous.
You have integrity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We can't keep you.
Exactly.
Because if we go into jail, you ain't going to jail.
Exactly.
You ain't going to jail with us.
You know what you remind me of? As far as you're saying about having the economics and everything, and being in control of the program, and us needing the funds.
Yep.
With my school, I received no funding from no one because when I found that out, getting the money, like that, and then all these things. So then what I did was I just used the agencies that would, help us.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
But see, now that's the reason why I'm talking about business development. From the beginning, we're in a time now where you can start businesses so easy.
Yes.
For youth, you can start businesses for them so easily.
Exactly.
And once I get that incubator spot, because that's my goal now.
Oh, right.
Yes. Incubator.
Yes.
Once I get that incubator spot, it's not just going to be the youth developing business. It's going to be the community, just like Shark Tank, coming in once a month and pitching ideas.
Yes.
See,
yes.
Everybody know black people genius, but black people. Everybody, they take all of our kids out of our communities, out of the hood, through funneling through the college system. They take them all up out of our communities and make money off of them. Right?
Yes.
So when we gonna get smart enough to realize we obviously got a good crop?
Yes. Right.
We have a great crop.
Yes, we do.
So now, what happens when we get smart enough to start realizing, wait a minute, generational wealth ain't just monetary. In fact, that's the last string of it. Because the experts have already proven, and you can pull it up anytime, the majority of the world's billionaires and millionaires are self-made. So someone gave them personal wealth.
Yes.
They gave them integrity. They gave them honesty. They gave them some values.
Yes.
So now, if that's really the key, what makes us think we don't have any generational wealth to pass on?
Right.
It's because we have gotten so caught up in this material thing that everything that we valued is sent around a price tag on it. But what we're not really getting is that peace and happiness and all of those things that can still be acquired while abundant.
Right.
All of those things are not the real peace. The real peace is when you are able to get up every morning, feel good about what it is that you do, and you have the means to do it.
Yes.
And that's why with these youngsters, we don't want to be talking to them about what's wrong with the world, and you ain't tell me how to make my end right.
Right. Right.
How am I going to make my end right? You see? So that's what Building Black Boys is. It's in 10 years' time, can you take an 8-year-old that once he turns 18, having learned culture, and selected out of our culture that part that he wants, just being conscious, however, of where it came from, you know? So now, as long as that's occurring, then our children then are able to come up on an equal playing field. Whereas a Spanish child, for instance, or a Jewish child can come out of their neighborhood, or even an African child can come out of their house in the morning and speak a language in their community that connects all of them. Right? Right. Why do we think they took that stuff from us? So that we could not connect once we got over here. They had to take that away from us. Strip them of their language. Well, you know they can't talk to each other if they can't speak the same language. Strip them of their traditions. Well, if they can't remember their traditions, they have no values personally. So guess what? They got to adopt our traditions now. That's all that's taking place. And once that subculture replaced the natural culture, that's why we ain't got no unity, because it was not a culture that brought us together in unity. It was a culture designed to divide us. So now we think by making it fancy, we think by calling ourselves niggas with AZ on the end, changes it. It just says you don't have a culture, so you're taking the culture handed down to you by an oppressor, somebody that hated you, and you have tried to redesign it to give it dignity, and you can't, because identity is too important. It clearly marks what the capabilities of this item is. And if you can't see what you're capable of, you're not a threat.
That's true. That is so true.
And so you got to understand why they want us to build black boys. They don't want you to take them and teach them how to be prepared, how to be aware, how to be conscious of what's going on around them, because that changes everything.
Yes.
If you took a group, if you started taking black males and females out of our community and seriously put some money behind trades, and then backed it up with some money behind startup,
yes,
and loans and grants and all of that,
right,
you wouldn't have to worry no more about it drawing a consistent flow of other youth. But here's the mistake everybody keeps making, and it's probably on purpose. Nobody's cutting them in. You gotta cut them in. When you train them in a skill, now talk partnerships.
right,
Because you gotta keep them with you. So now let's go and buy this building together. And with your electrical skills, you're going to do all the electrical work, and you're going to get 9% of this property. That's what you negotiated. Okay, cool.
yes,
Now you can ride down the avenue and say, you know, I just got out 5 years ago, but now that property there, I got 5% on that one. That restaurant right there, we bought that, and we redid that.
right,
See, this is what they know will happen.
right,
Because they won't be dependents no more. They
Right.
now got skills, so they can roll up in a building and redo the whole thing, and boom.
right,
It's economics, period. It's the fact that money is flowing into black hands, and that's America's greatest fear, is blacks having the freedom to utilize money the way they want to utilize it, because black people might have some get back in them. And that's what they're worried about. Not only that, but Africa now is waking up. And with the awakening of Africa, they're going
Yes,
to
they
be
are.
looking for black people over here that understand you can't be a part of something else before y'all solidify who y'all are.
Right.
So now we start now with culturally turning us back to reconnect with our origin. Now, naturally, as these countries are reclaiming their wealth, they're all aware of what happened to us. But they can't give money to an ignorant people. So they gotta be looking for some
Yes.
black people who understand what time it is.
right,
You
exactly,
see?
yes,
And
yes.
now they can invest. Now they're like, okay, I got confidence now to invest in my brothers over there.
Yes.
Because I got the money,
yes,
and I know America done gave them the experience.
right,
You see?
yes,
So
yes,
that's when we talking about building black boys. It's understanding how much work we are neglecting that cuts off our whole generational wealth inheritance from flowing. We're cutting it off ourselves because we're no longer even teaching a basic common courtesy anymore. That got me a long way in life. My parents teaching me to say, yes, ma'am.
yes,
Yes, sir. No, sir. That opened a lot of doors for me. I never forget, in Hillside, I was going to work at a historic barbershop in 2002. And as soon as I walked in and I started talking to the owner, I said, yes, sir. He said, where you from? Man was 30, 40 years older than me. He said, where you from? I said, I came up in Newark. He said, no, where are you from?
where you from?
I said, I was born in Georgia. He said,
Right,
that's it. He said, that's it.
Yes.
So these things are valuable.
Yes.
And if we underestimate just the human connection with our children now, that too is being totally overlooked. The human connect. And you're getting it later.
Right.
But because you're a mother, because you're a natural nurturer,
Right.
a comforter, immediately the toughest guys break down because
Right.
they're safe.
Yes, that's true.
They know
Yes.
they can. See, here's something people don't know, Miss Bay. Do you know that scientists figured out a long time ago that they could read the brain waves and they could read the heart waves, and they discovered that the heart waves are stronger than the brain waves. What they discovered was that the brain can send and receive signals. So, you know, that's what we meant by somebody could be singing a song in their head and you'll start singing it, you picked it up.
Right,
right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they discovered that the heart signal is larger and that people are actually picking up your heart signal more than they picking up here. See, the mind constantly changes, but not the heart.
Right, that's true. You're right about the mind, yes.
You can say anything from up here.
Right.
You can convince me of whatever you want.
Yes.
But your heart know where you really at.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's what it's really all about. It's when you're from a people, the genuineness that goes into their caring for you is like everything in nature. Everything in nature looks out for its own. Survival depends on survival of the species. Everything in nature understands this. We're the only people made to feel like we should feel bad because we talk black. Well, why I gotta feel bad about being black? Because being black is much more a blessing and a power than they want you to think. We are the only ones that they have convinced there's something wrong with black. They already know ain't nothing wrong with black.
And that's why it's important to have those of us who know that standing in front of them, teaching them, showing them their greatness inside of them.
That's right. Absolutely.
So because who stands and sits in front of them in these schools and in these prisons or whatever, it makes a big difference.
And we see it.
Yes.
Because if I were to tell you to name me 5 black leaders right now, you couldn't do it. You see?
Yes.
And that ain't got nothing to do with standing on a political platform, or a religious platform, or even a nationalistic platform, except the nationalistic one can justify it because he's representing core values is black. Right?
Exactly.
But all of us, all of our people, none of them can get out of this. None of them. Anytime a professional person in this country who is white can't get out of it, something has changed. And we have always been the last hired and the first fired. So you know when the money starts shrinking, we go on first. So now think about this. They've convinced since the 60s the dismantling of the black family. They convinced through the welfare system that they would take care of the black family, but they were not going to do it with the black man in that house. Right?
That's right.
And then they went from the 60s into the 70s with the women's liberation movement, was really the birth of feminism in corporate America. And black women were a lot of times given those grants for coming into those programs where they learn to be typists and all of those training programs, So the black women, as white women protested for more, black women stepped into the lower jobs and took those jobs. But here's the problem. The white woman, no matter how much she protested, she never talked independence from the white man. The black woman, as soon as she got up there, she began to see how the white woman was living. She get invited to parties at their mansions. She get to see how the white man is doing. She don't even understand anymore that this black man she got has been systematically suppressed from the time he got here. It ain't just him not trying to do nothing. It's a whole system in place to keep him from getting something. Right? Now, once she gets lost in that, the language goes from women's liberation to the feminist movement. each generation of women began to teach their daughters more about monetary allowances than about moral alliances.
Right.
You see?
Yes.
Because that's what kept us together through 400 years, was our moral alliances.
Yes.
If we didn't have nothing but a Bible, we took that, and that became our code for righteousness, for treating each other right. But all that's gone now. Now, the young women don't want to be those kind of women that stay in the home anymore. None of this is going to change permanently. It can't. Because it does not matter how much boss somebody want to be, or how independent they want to be, or how much of a player a man want to be, or whatever that. Nature actually made it so that the two of you cannot make it without each other. Now, whatever level that's on, it's still been set up like that. You know, when young ladies say to me, well, I don't need no man, I say to them, well, you the first woman that made it on this planet without a man. And they go, that's not what I'm talking about. I said, okay, but there's a whole lot of other areas you're overlooking too, you know?
Right.
So when you talk about taking our young men, the first thing you have to realize is they're in single parent families a lot of times.
Yes.
And the first work that has to be done is with the parents, it's not the children.
That's right.
And I know you know.
Yes.
Every time I say this stuff, I reflect on the fact that I know every time you dealt with that child and then you dealt with that parent, it was two separate situations.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you got to communicate all of this trauma that this parent is in their attitude, is in everything. So then you're dealing with that trauma. But then they don't realize the trauma that they're inflicting on the child. And you have to be careful about how you try to heal the trauma without exposing that I see this.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
But it's so much in our community that's bad, until a lot of times you got to fix it without saying anything. That's how bad it is. Well, we're now at a stake, I feel, with what we're doing with Prodigals and with Building Black Boys. I feel like now we're at this state where it's less even about me having a setup. It's more about lecturing, getting out lecturing, workshops.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
That's right.
It's going to them.
That's right.
Now, like all that money spent to set up offices and all that, like, wait a minute. Why don't we go to where they are?
Yep.
So that's the object. I apologize for talking through the whole thing, though.
No, great. No, because it's because people need to know what you're doing. I mean, you were so successful with the Prodigal Sons and Daughters when you came home, and now look at what you're doing now. Those are being combined. I mean, brothers and sisters who are coming home from prison, and now you're working with their children, their families, getting them ready to build black boys.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
so that is a true blessing.
Yes, ma'am. And Elijah Muhammad once said this. He said, if you can't shame them, you can't convert them to a better way of life. And we are literally almost at the point now where you have to shame some of our people, because not even for our children will they reconsider the way that they do things in their own home. And if you point out things to them that they're doing, you can see the rebelliousness and the lack of accountability. For instance, I walked up into one workshop and I said, I want to show y'all how what we do affects our children more than we take responsibility for. So I want to ask the question, and this is the question I ask. How many of you curse in front of your children? And they was like, I knew everybody in there was cursing in front of their children, just by their reaction. I said, how many of you on the phone talking about somebody that your children know and possibly like? How many of you be on the phone not really caring about what you're saying? Now, them two little examples demonstrate to you how you underestimate that your children don't know how to communicate until you demonstrate how you communicate.
Yes.
And you just demonstrated to them, this is how you express your emotions or dissatisfaction about something, by cussing out folks. This is how you express disloyalty to relationships, by on the phone talking about the same people you with every day, but then just giving them that little example.
Right.
We're just showing y'all how if you can give a bad impression, how often are you in a position to influence them in a way that's going to advance them?
Right.
You might be totally overlooking this.
Right.
Because all I know is my brother took me over on the Lansing, and it changed everything for me. My whole scope changed. I said, wait a minute, I could be coming over here. And that's later on in life, that's what I ended up doing. So it's lessons.
Well, and it's a blessing too.
Yes, ma'am. Lessons and blessings.
Yes, because what you're doing in this phase of your life, it's going to help so many of our young boys, because in Newark we're going through a whole lot with our boys.
Yes, we are.
And our children.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
And they need to have someone who believes in them.
Absolutely.
And when I see young boys, the young girls, like if their head is down, I'll stop. I could be walking on Broad Street, and I said, hold it, stop. I said, my name is Miss Bay. Put your head up. And then I'll start talking to them about a couple of things. Like, we're all going through something.
Yeah.
Like, you're going through something, I'm going through something too. But like Tupac says, keep your head up.
That's right.
Everything is going to be good.
Yeah.
Because everything that you're going through, you're growing through.
Yeah.
And then you know what they'll say to me? Thank you, I really needed that.
Yeah.
I said, guess what? I needed it too. Because now your head is up.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. They used to have a show on TV called Lottery. It was an actual show where they would go and show up at somebody's door with a big check.
Oh yes, I remember.
Remember that show?
Yes.
And how it would change people's lives. Sometimes it didn't work well, but I remember we was in the prison watching this here, and I was sitting there with Uncle Yaya, and he said, man, ain't that a great job? I said, what's that? He said, imagine if every day you could change people's lives and enjoy and feel the exhilaration that they're feeling over and over again. I said, wow, that would be sweet. He said, yeah, just imagine if you figured out how to help people solve their problems. And every day your job is helping heal somebody. But the effect is such that it not only affects them, but you're elevated through it. I said,
that's right. And that's what I do in my job every day.
Yes.
With the brothers and sisters who come.
That's right.
That's what I do with them every day. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to get them to change their minds about certain things. And that's one of the reasons why I refer to 50 Cent so much. Because with the brothers, because I mainly work with brothers who have been, who have been inside. Most of them have been inside, because I work with sisters too.
Right.
But I want them to see that your past does not define you. It prepares you.
Yes, it definitely does.
Yes.
It definitely does.
And I want them to see examples of success.
Absolutely.
As opposed to saying they can't get up. They can't do, oh no, well, how come he did that? Or how did she do that?
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is how bad you want it.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Yes.
And like I've said, you heard me say before, in this world, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you command.
That's right.
You got to make this world give you what's yours.
That's right.
And in any area, if you want to be what they call successful, then focus on expertise in that particular representation.
Yes.
In your particular scope of representation,
yes.
Expertise is what you pursuing. You got places like Five Guys. They ain't never depended on them but their burgers. They ain't trying to do 20, 30 things.
That's true.
They done created an international franchise, but just something very simple. A burger.
Yes.
But they done shot it all over the world now.
Yeah.
So it's expertise. I'd rather do one thing right than 50 things or 100 things halfway. I'd rather just be known, well, no, you go to him about frying chicken now. That's the best chicken right there. Well, yeah, that's how all of us, and a lot of times, that's what you're challenging a person on. Because you already know what the world is that they're coming from.
Right.
And you already been on this side long enough to know where you can take them.
Right.
So when they come through the door like, I give up, I can't take it no more, nobody ain't gonna help me do nothing.
Yes.
When I spoke about the heart signal earlier, one of the things it said was that you don't just pick up a person's signal, you may even gravitate towards it.
That's right.
So here you are in desperation seeking someone. And of all the people you could have run into,
yeah,
at your peak of low,
yes,
you run into Miss Bay,
yes,
and you ready to give it all up. I can't take it no more, that's it, I'm done. And she sits there and goes, so what you say the problem is?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And he's describing it like it's all over.
Right.
There's nothing that can happen. And you go, okay, look, this is what we gonna do. I'm gonna make a phone call, but you gonna do this.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. Even with the youth, we have a merit system in place. So even if two boys come in together and they buddy and they do their little dirt together,
right.
Well, the merit system is set up where you gain points on any activities or deeds or even projects y'all come up with that's positive. So y'all earn points. Now as you earn these points, they have a monetary value.
Yes.
So anything that you've been striving for, if you told us that you wanted to get, we don't care if it's a PlayStation.
Right.
But the whole object is, in the process, we're utilizing this merit system to get them out into the community and doing good stuff. And the whole object is now to show them not to be shy of social interaction, because that's what this is doing.
Right.
You see?
Right.
And you got to learn to communicate more on the exhaust that you young people get from each other. Y'all got, so that's, all of these things is what the object is to continuously take the black family and turn it inwards to where they realize the resources that they have right within. And they don't right now. They don't. If you go to a bodega, you see 3 generations in there.
You are right about that. Yeah,
There's 3 generations in the bodega. That's a lot of people that we taking care of.
Yeah.
Okay, now, they've surveyed bodegas and say that bodegas can make as much as $1 million a year. Little snacks, little bags of poison, and the rest of the stuff that our kids give them 50 cents and a quarter for all day long. But this is every day. This is all day every day. I've seen people get mad at the Spanish people when the snow blizzard came through and they didn't show up for a couple of days, and them black people was mad. I couldn't believe it. I said, I can't believe I'm hearing this. They was actually mad. Man, y'all been gone 3 days though. I mean, man, you know, y'all know we ain't got nowhere else to. And I was standing there going, wow, okay. So that's where we are.
I want to ask before, because we're about to wrap it up. Okay. I just want to make sure, you know, because I want to ask you this, because a couple of weeks ago you were honored by the New York. Choice. Huh?
By who?
The Black Wall Street.
Oh yeah, right,
yes.
right,
yes.
right.
And they honored you for what reason? I mean, I was there, but I just want the audience to know
a lot of times
that you were honored by Black Wall Street.
Yeah, a lot of times it's community service award, and it was, and he was well aware of Prodigals because he was on Avon. And I was on Avon. He was on Avon in 10th.
Oh, okay.
And I was on Avon in 12th.
Where you had your store?
Right.
Yes,
and that's where his son was on the block too. So now one day his son, who always getting in something, one day his son sees our camera and he runs back and jumps up and breaks our camera. Now we got other cameras when I'm sitting there looking at it on the video going, this kid come in our spot all the time. Why would he do this, you know? So I didn't know that was his father. I just knew he was down at the church. So when I finally caught up and showed some other kids the video, they told me where he lived, you know, like, yeah, well, he lived down by 10th Street, and that's his father be at the church. So wait a minute, the brother come through? Yeah, okay. So now I go to his father and I said, I want to show you something. So his father come up and he looked at the video, he goes, oh, man, brother, how much this camera cost, man? I said, well, don't worry about that. We good on that. But he said, brother, please don't lock my son up. I said, brother, I ain't gonna lock your son up. Right. I said, brother, I'm not gonna lock your son up. That's the last thing on my mind is handing him over to them. I want you to hand him over to me.
Yes.
I want Saturday, I want him all day Saturday. But you gonna have to make him do it, because they ain't gonna do it. And that's what I did. So from that point on, he always tell people about how Mr. Porter could have just called the police, showed him the video and all that. But he said, that really caught me by surprise. I said, yeah, because there's so few of us out here on that plane, we probably don't know each other, most of us, you see? So yeah, but that's what it's really all about. And it's not gonna do us any good at this point to just talk about change. I keep saying, look, we can talk change all we want. But I know what brings about change is having the means that when you talk it, you can walk it. Now, if you can't do all of that, either you connected with the money and you getting yours, and you really ain't interested in this, because most of y'all ain't.
Right.
They're not really interested in the community. I learned that when I was in politics.
Yes.
That they really wasn't that deep, the relationship, and it never really is, right? But if we can as a people, and let me stop, I shouldn't have said that. I've never said that. What we are doing as an organization is we are now targeting those professionals and those black people who we believe are in a position to do something to help us, to assist us with getting this incubator going. Yes. Because we definitely do want to, and let me just describe something about this place. If it was 2 floors, the first floor would be, of course, the school, the study area. But down here is all about because it's actually 3 floors, but down on the second level is all about production. Whatever they come up with, there is a production floor.
Yes.
And it's taped off. Each group who's approved is given a space. And we start setting up in that space their business. And the experts within the program work with them to launch that business.
Right, yes.
So in partnership with us and them, they are partners with us in ownership. That's how we're doing this.
Okay.
So now on the ground floor is our shops.
Oh, okay.
Where all the stuff they produce is in the shop.
Right,
yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's nice.
So that's the concept of the building. And we were looking at the school. There's a couple of schools that's empty. We like, wow, I keep seeing empty schools. And I said, that's perfect, because there's 3 floors. I think the big difference is they're old and they don't have open floors, unless it's a gym or something like that. But even if that's not the case, whatever the case is, whatever that thing is, we're looking at the people who are in a position to actually do something. And here's the beauty. When you discuss investment with them, it's very real. We're telling them this is a 10-year investment. So we're talking to Shaq, we're telling them, Shaq, this is a 10-year investment. And the object is for you to come out on the other end of this, having sponsored the startup for these kids, and then our organization overseeing its operations to make sure everything is running well. But you, as a partner, are collecting on it. Now, as long as everybody is collecting, there's nothing wrong with this plan. This is a good plan.
Yes.
The children are getting what they're supposed to get in the way of everything from culture to identity to, skills. They're getting what they're supposed to have. The parents are now beginning to see, as a result of their children getting involved and beginning to, when we set up our entrepreneurs market every month, once a month, they begin to come to those markets and see their children's businesses there.
Exactly, yes.
The parents can get involved with the business.
Right.
So that's what the whole object is. And the only thing that's happening is nobody's doing it. This ain't nothing black people won't jump on. They did it with Black Wall Street.
Right.
They will do it.
Right. And you know who you remind me of? Again, I have to refer back to 50 Cent. Because what he recently did, he started an entrepreneurship program for young people.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Getting them to understand the benefits of ownership.
Yeah.
So now they're teaching young people to do this.
Yeah, him, P, what's my man's name? He out in California. He's been out there a long time. I think Bow Wow is related to him, or Master P.
Master P. Oh, okay.
He's doing that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's been doing it a couple of years now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's helped a lot of people. Snoop talked about how Master P set him straight from the door. From that point on, he was like, wow. And he said he paid him first and showed him how he's supposed to get paid.
Right.
He said that helped him to understand this game. So yeah, it's a lot of influential people. And a lot of times it's not the money part, because there are people with the money and they're spending it on things trivial all the time that they don't know if it's going to work or not. But as Victor Hugo said, there is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come.
That's it. The timing.
Timing.
The timing, yes.
See, that's what does it.
And that's why what you're doing right now with Building Black Boys, it is the perfect timing.
The timing is perfect, yeah.
Yes.
And I've seen it because just on the logo, I mean, people are ordering the shirt from Atlanta, from different places, and I'm like, where did you see the shirt at? You know? So they said, no, I seen that logo online. And I said, oh.
Right on time.
And you know what else it is? It's energy. It's just like the energy that you have every day. It draws, it attracts to you in your time. It attracts your own to you.
That is so true.
In your time.
Yes.
And when Prodigals went through their little thing a few years ago, we had a split in Prodigals with Mr. Muhammad. When we went through that little thing, I somehow knew this is about to get good. Because in all of the years I've been doing this, every time some kind of separation within Prodigals took place, it was those elements that are more personal than practical. They're so busy trying to now claim their peace that they don't realize this idea is so good that if you put it into practice, you wouldn't even have to worry about all of that. All you would have to do, but you got to understand, the person who might envision something like you is on a totally different plane from the people who come and see an opportunity.
Right. Yes.
They go, oh, this your school? Oh, can I bring my kids? They ain't telling you right now they got the baddest kids ever.
Right.
But the point is, you prepared for them.
Yes.
But that's how we live.
Right. Yes.
And we come into it expecting rejection almost, because we already looking at what's wrong before we step up and say anything. And when you step up and say something, you know it's institutional. When everybody now looking at you like you rocking the boat now. All right, going back over there, sit down. That's when you know, okay, this ain't me. This is them. Now, if you live in the present, in the conscious state of mind, understanding always in that moment what's going on for real, forget about what they're trying to make you think. It's what's really going on at that moment. Truth cuts right through the foolishness.
That's right.
Stops you right in your track. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that didn't happen like that. You were there, you know. So that's what we mean by, if you can't shame them, you can't convert them to a better way of life. And we are at a point now where when you look at scriptures even, there was always a point of separation where truth came and separated people, because people don't want to change and people want to keep doing the wrong thing. And you realize life is consistent separations at different points. Like, wow, this brother don't want to go no further. That's what's wrong here. So now he's holding me up. Now I'm just realizing this is why we haven't moved any faster. It's constantly like that. And you have to be prepared at all times that that which no longer belongs to you, you gotta let it go. We can come up on the same trunk, but then we branch out. And even the fruits on each one of them is on separate minds. So it's constant separation taking place.
Yes, and the fact that you didn't stop. You know, you didn't give up. We gotta just keep on going.
That's right.
So I want to know, how much more time do we have? Okay, it's time for us to wrap it up. Okay, I thought that. So here's the thing I wanted to say. There's a young man that's coming on after you. You met him. And I was bringing some things, I needed some help to bring some things in. And I asked him if he would help me, right? And he just said, well, yeah, okay, like that. Okay. So he probably said, who's this lady?
Sound like he said, what did you set me up, lady?
And so he came over, and of course I had the posters, and he saw 50 Cent. And they said, you know 50 Cent?
Somebody famous done asked me to help him.
Right. And so now this young man, he was inside as well, and he's changed his life. And so when he was telling me the story, because I was, telling him why I lecture on 50 Cent and, and working in the prison system and everything, then he tells me his story. And so now here it is. Yesterday, I didn't have anyone until I called you. And now I have this young man who's going to come in and tell his story as well.
Yeah, and that's a blessing. And of course, I had an opportunity to talk with him.
And I told him I wanted to, that's right. I did say I wanted him to talk to you.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to talk with him. And it's always refreshing because it reminds you of why you got into this here.
Yes.
Occasionally, if I end up on a bus, I love the bus because it reminds me again of why I'm doing this. Because you get on the bus, your people will slap you right back to reality. So
That's right. Well, I always say when things happen, it's always God's intervention.
That's right.
That's
right.
So, Mr. Porter, that I love and respect you and everything that you've been doing for the community. I am so happy about your new project, Boys Building Boys. And you see what God does? You went from Prodigal Sons and Daughters and still have that, and now you've moved on to Boys Building Boys, and this is the perfect timing for it.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to say thank you for coming on and telling us about the organization.
Thank you for recognizing it always, Ms. Beck, because these other folks wouldn't have me to look at later on if it wasn't for Ms. Beck. I'm like, now y'all got to look at me.
Right, but because you're doing so much for the community.
Yes, ma'am.
And so if people want to get in contact with you, what could they do?
In a week's time, buildingblackboys.com will be up, and they'll be able to reach out directly through that. If in the present time, they can just reach me at 862-252-1096. We got the shirts, the hats. People are loving it. So if you want to just show support for Building Black Boys, that's what it is.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Bay. Thank you so much.
And thank you to the audience for joining us today, tonight, wherever you are in the world, hearing this powerful discussion with Mr. Dennis Porter and what he's doing with Building Black Boys and what he did with the Prodigal Sons and Daughters and how he's just moving things. And we're also, those of us who are supporting him, we are also very grateful to him that he did not stop, because, as I said before, our past prepares us for our future and our purpose. That is what's going on right now. And when you see the show, could you please like and subscribe so we could bring on more brothers and sisters like Mr. Porter? You have a great evening, day, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world today. And thank you again.